One of these photos was taken with a $7,000 camera, and one of them was taken with the new iPhone. Can you spot the difference? What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here, back in the studio, and we are about to crush some product photos with the iPhone 17 Pro. So let's get the product station rolling, quite literally, and jump right in. Okay, so the iPhone 17 Pro has three 48 megapixel cameras. You've got the wide, the telephoto, and the mid-range. But it's also kind of like a secret extra lens that we all know about if you go into the wide mode and use it as a macro lens, which gives you lots of flexibility for shooting products. And what I think is cool about this is if you're a store owner and you have a small business and everything falls on your shoulders, it's hard to be the photographer, the marketer, the business consultant, all of those roles you have to play. So having a tool like this where it lets you take pretty great photos out of the box. I mean, they say it's the world's most popular camera, and that's for a reason. It's pretty astonishing that software and cameras this small fit into a computer device that does so many other things, can offer so much flexibility when it comes to shooting photos. And every year, I feel like the priority is always the camera. Those always have the most updates. So today, we're gonna shoot some products on this bench. I'm gonna run you through the whole process and how I edit on the phone, and we'll see if this thing is truly any good or worth upgrading to. They do update it every single year. How much better can it really get in 365 days? Like next year, will it be that much better? Let's find out. All right, let's build a base. I think, stick. I'm gonna start with just a little bit. I don't wanna undo the whole thing, mainly because I don't wanna put it back, but I do love just like when something looks super wrinkled. And we'll start by putting, do we want the box top down or do we want it, because if we go this way, then we need to light it from the front. Now, Apple always have incredible auto exposure, so I probably don't even need to hit this with light in the front. Like, look at that, that's insane. It's dark, and somehow Apple always manages, kind of pisses me off. I don't know if I love the blue background for something like this, which means I'd need to hang this behind the table, but I want this, unless I use the jacket. No, I want it this way. I want to show the dimension. Should turn it towards the light. This will be fast. This will be fast. We're draping that over for sure, and that's perfect right there. Dude, I'm almost done. Dude, this is sick. This is a waxed canvas jacket, actually. So if I come around the back of this table, I might be able to stand this thing up. Enough that it blocks the blue. I don't hate it. In the background here, just chilling. All right. Buddy, what is that? This should have been a challenge, like 30 seconds later. 30 seconds to Mars. I still need to piece the blue out of the background a little bit. Look how crazy that wood texture looks on the macro. Wow. It's almost fun to just use the macro mode as a telescope and just check things out, even if you don't mean to take the photos, but just to look at like the carving of this wood is pretty cool. What does this antler look like? That is unreal. The only thing I'm needing to do is, I don't love the blue background here, but that'll edit real nice. We just need to solve for the blue. All right, let's do that. Let's use a V flat. Just deleted that background. Now I need to flag off this side light because I don't want this spilling. onto the black background. Then we need a bit of haze.
I think right there, I'm happy.
Might just make it look a little nicer. I don't know, maybe not. It goes like right in front. Some greasy haze. One last touch. I feel like this will look good. Just nestled in here, bam. A lot of dead things on the table, and it's so unintentional. I want to take a picture with the R5 and with the phone so I can compare the two. It's funny how much darker this box looks on the Canon opposed to when I use the iPhone. It just like auto exposes all those shadows and pumps them way up. But I'm curious to see how that looks in, like, it just looks like I have 5 more lights on. It's insane. And shoot through the smoke. Oh my gosh. So cinematic, way too much. But it's blocking off the top of that backdrop, which I'm not mad about. I don't know if I like these antlers just sticking up. This might have just been one layer too much. Okay, I like that one. I'm gonna heart that one. With some editing, that's gonna look good. Sharp. Shoot the same thing with this camera now. I still just really enjoy the feeling of using an actual camera more. Ergonomically, taking pictures with a phone I feel like it's sometimes harder. This is gonna be hard to beat, dude. I mean, that phone is good, but like, I don't know, that's really nice. Oh, that's wrapping around real good. That looks good too. Okay, it's on. That's a great shot right there. I say we take it to the edit bay. So this video is brought to you by Squarespace. Like I mentioned, if you are a small business owner and you need to take the photos, make the products, make the website, sell the goods, you wear all of the hats, this is the platform for you, because before this video is even over, you could be 30% of the way through getting a new website up and running. With tools like this and an internet connection, that is all you need to get going. They have award-winning templates, constantly changing. You can sell goods, you can sell prints, you can sell services, and with those services, you can have protected, password protected client login sections so that you can generate links and access to those clients so they can come in and see the work that you've done for them. Client protected areas so that you can pitch certain clients to show past work and past experiences that only they can get to if they have the password, which is great for trying to build out an entire deck so that you can get on a call and show someone and walk them through the process. And these tools are easy. They're easy and they're accessible and they're right there for you to use, on top of having a gallery, a contact form, just a way for people to reach you on the internet. And as with most things, there are a lot of new AI tools to help streamline the process to get you the exact site that you need that's tailored to the specifics that makes you, you. So if you want to save 10% off your first purchase, you can head over to squarespace.com/McKinnon to do that. Enter the code at checkout and you are going to shave some money right off the hop. And before the weekend even gets here, you could be up and running with a brand new site, a brand new business, a brand new model ready to rip. So thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. So let's take a look at some of these photo edits. So flipping through these, the first things I want to look for are not photos where the haze is covering the entire image, but where it is occupying the top part of the frame, because that's where I have the black V-flat, nothing's happening there. So having a bit of haze up top kind of completes the photo, completes the frame. So with that being said, there won't be two identical shots with the iPhone 17 or the R5 where the haze will be in the exact same spot. So that is something to keep in mind. They won't be identical, but they'll be close enough. I'm definitely glad we got rid of the antlers. This one looks pretty good right here. Let's see. Let's straighten this out. First thing I do is usually auto and straighten. Change that to a 4:3 ratio because that's where we will post it once it's finished. Crop that in a little bit here. I'm looking to straighten out the box, so that looks pretty good. I think it could use a little bit of warmth, not too much, maybe a little vignette, but the more vignette I make, the more haze that's gonna be taken away. And then lastly, I think I might just add a little bit of a mask just to pop that box a little bit more so it's not super distracting seeing all the elements that we added. I don't want them to take away from the main subject, so we'll just subdue them a little bit with one of those radial masks. My favorite thing to do. Invert it, and then we'll just drop the exposure. Now I really like the way this looks. The only thing it did is removed most of the haze with that extra radial gradient. So I might be able to add just a little bit of a linear gradient back and brighten the top
to see if I can get some of that haze back. All right, and just like that, there you have it. Now let's see how close we can get the iPhone shot, but I'm gonna edit it on my phone. So let's start off by making that a little bit darker, bring those highlights down. We're gonna add some vignettes so that we don't see as much of that haze. That'll help when we do the same radial gradient. I'm gonna try and basically mimic as much of this as I can. So we'll warm it up, desaturate it a little bit here. It was quite a bit warmer and darker. So I think we were sitting around this spot. Now the haze was on the other side. And one of the things I typically notice as well is sharpening is always a bit of a giveaway when it comes to phone photos. So let's go ahead and drop that. Let's add our radial mask now, our radial gradient. I think I had it kind of like this, and then we inverted it and we dropped that brightness quite significantly. Now we'll bring back a little bit of the top to get some of that haze reestablished, and we'll use a linear gradient to do that, and it was on the top left corner, I believe. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and export this one. So here are the shots. I'm not gonna tell you which one is which. You might be able to tell, you might not. At a quick glance, again, scrolling on Instagram, you see this and you see the other one, you'll just think that you saw it twice. Which one's the iPhone? Right side is the iPhone. Left side is the R5. Now, if I showed you these at the beginning of this video, you might not have known which was which. Almost identical. So if we're comparing, I shot that on an R5 with a 28-70 lens. That is an expensive, hefty combo, opposed to shooting it with the smartphone that you're gonna have anyway. All of this to say, it's beating a dead horse. It does a great job. I'd be happy with any one of these photos, and in fact, I will post one of them to the Pete's Pirate Life Instagram. You can hop over there and try to see which one I posted. I'm not gonna tell you. Hit the comments, let me know what you think, and that concludes my photo test.
Now, my biggest complaint with the iPhone has always been overheating. When I'm editing photos, which is every single day, the phone gets hotter and hotter and hotter until the screen dims. And then there's been times I have to put my phone in the fridge in order to get the brightness back because I can't edit anymore because I can't see what I'm doing because the brightness isn't accurate. So far, I can report with all the editing I've been doing on the phone, it is yet to get super hot and the screen has not dimmed. That's not to say it won't happen in the future as the battery depletes and gets worse, but so far, whatever cooling they claim to have done seems to have done the job. Maybe that's the aluminum body. It can process heat way better than titanium can. Either way, I'm here for it and I'm grateful. So is this gonna be my new camera, my new go-to photography camera, my new main angle camera? No, it's still gonna be my iPhone that I use on a daily basis. It's just gonna be a little more useful. Those pictures are gonna be a little more crispy. I've got a few more lens options. In a pinch, I can use my AirPods to record as a microphone. And if I needed to film on my phone and I didn't have a camera, or I didn't feel like bringing the camera, or the camera I was gonna bring was too conspicuous, I need something smaller and lower profile that got in and out of situations easily, stealth, I think I'd use the iPhone. So it's not replacing anything, it's just a nice, handy upgrade that gets rid of some frustrations I had from the last model, and I'm grateful to have it. The conversation is less of a replacement, more of an addition to. I think more of these tools that we carry with us every day that just get better and better, it just benefits everybody. More people making cool things more often. That's sick. Okay, so that is it. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the iPhone 17 Pro, the comparison shots, the video clips, the microphone tips, all of the things. It actually took me way longer to make than I thought it would. I'm like the last guy to post. But regardless, we did it. We got it done. Thanks so much for being here. If you like these kind of videos, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button. And I will see you in the next video. And thank you to Apple for sending me the phone to review. And I will leave you with this puzzle of 3 machined equal pieces that turn into a sphere. Oh, this is pissing me off now. Ah! Boosh! Check this out. I got the perfect spot on this bench where this lives. Like, it couldn't be better.